started. So my name is Alex, and I was asked to be the celebrant for Chris's family today. First, I want to thank everyone who is here for showing their support for the family. While I didn't get to know Chris personally, I was able to learn about him from David and Michael, and just the stories they told. While I was writing this service, I kept asking myself, what am I going to say after Chris's family endured so much already? It's hard enough to lose someone under normal circumstances, but losing someone and dealing with a disaster amplifies the grieving process. There's a stigma sometimes that when someone has been sick or under hospice, that the loved one should be more prepared for their passing. I do not believe this to be true at all. I don't care how many health issues someone has or how long someone's been sick, there is no way anyone can prepare fully for someone's passing. It's important that in the coming days and months, you continue remembering and sharing stories that you have with Christopher. Today I want to spend time not focusing on the sorrow, but remembering him and a life well lived. I found a poem that Michael and David said to kind of maybe go a little more poemy than saying any prayers or anything, so I thought this poem really exemplified Christopher and his hobbies. The poem's entitled Going Fishing. I finished life's chores assigned to me, so put me on a boat headed out to sea. Please send along my fishing pole, for I've been invited to the fishing hole, where every day is a day to fish, to fill your heart with every wish. Don't worry or feel sad for me. I'm fishing with the master of the sea. We will miss each other for a while, but you will come and bring your smile. That won't be long, you will see, till we're together, you and me. To all of those that think of me, be happy as I go out to sea. If others wonder why I'm missing, just tell them I've gone fishing. When I was reading this poem, I just thought it seemed perfect for Chris's main hobby, and obviously if you saw the urn up here, they went with a fishing theme for that as well. But as I spoke with his family, I got to learn more about Chris. He was a 1972 graduate of Lower Dolphin High School. After graduating, he became a truck driver, which he would spend his entire career doing. He worked for several different companies like Pensy Supply and Bulkmatic. David told me that at Bulkmatic he would drive flour all over the East Coast. I think I repeated to David like 4 times, like flour, like flowers, or like, no, like the baking flour. I said, well, that's a really specific and unique job. I can't say I ever met someone that drove flour for a living. I asked both David and Michael if he liked it, and they said he would kind of yo-yo on that question. Toward the end, they said he was getting more nervous about driving, not because he couldn't handle his truck, but because of the other drivers. I think we can all relate to that today. I always give truck drivers a lot of props, because that's not a job that I would want. Trying to navigate these large rigs into tight places while dealing with people on their cell phones can be easy work. For a while, Chris owned his own business, but it got expensive with the cost of gas, which I'm sure would have been amplified if it was today. David mentioned that he was very careful about his logbooks and about the weight of his trucks. His attention to detail says a lot about him because he wanted to make sure he was always operating as he should be. Both David and Michael unanimously said he loved fishing. Any time he spent on his boat fishing was a good time for him. David said he used to fish down the Susquehanna River during the air shows when they used to do flyovers. This way he could not only enjoy the air show, but also get some fishing done at the same time. I thought that was a great use of his time and a very clever move on his part. I would imagine that fishing and being on the water were his escape from the stress of driving truck and of life. I'm sure that was his way of just enjoying some downtime and not worrying about who was going to cut him off on the road next while he was driving. Not only did he love fishing, but he would also frequently shoot sporting clay. David said the two of them would go out target shooting, mainly with their pistols. It became clear that Chris was a patient man, or at least had patience for the activities he loved. Fishing and sporting clay shooting takes practice, concentration, and patience. One thing that stood out to me was that Christopher took time to enjoy the things he loved. He made time to enjoy his life rather than spending all his time working. This isn't easy to do today with all the stresses of life, but I think we can all learn and take a lesson from Chris about this. At this time, Michael asked me to open the floor to anyone that wanted to say something. You could stay in your seat, and if there was anything you wanted to say about him, a story, a memory, an adjective, if you wanted to share that, you can come up to the mic or sit at your seat.
And we'll move on.
Okay, just making sure. I didn't want to and y'all have time after. And it's hard to speak in front of groups, no matter how big or small they are. So if you think of something, just send Mike a text. I'm sure most of you have his number. So there was another poem that I found that I thought also kind of just seemed like it would fit today for Chris's service. And it's called The River. There's a place that I can go that's peaceful and serene, where there are no appointments or phones, a place to ponder my dreams. A modest little wooden house is waiting there for me, and as I enter into its doors, away goes all my cares. My heart is filled with memories that can never be replaced. Although they make me sad at times, I know life's too precious to waste. To fight a fish across the miles and reel him into view, or simply float across the stretch of endless tranquil blue. To sit upon the pier at night and gaze at the star-filled sky. That's always bigger and clearer there, it doesn't matter why. A man must have a place to go where his mind and soul are free. If he's lucky enough to find that door, then God will turn the key. The river is my secret spot. Its banks run clear and strong, and each time I return to them, I know that I belong. When I asked David when we spoke on the phone to give me 3 words to describe Christopher, he said loving, caring, and honest. These are words I think that everyone wants to be known for in their life. Michael and David both said that he was someone that was always there to help. He was humble and did not live an extravagant life, but he was content and knew what was important to him. Michael said that he considered Chris a father to him because he was always there when he was growing up. I'm sure he instilled many great traits in you that have helped you throughout your life. So as we begin to end our time together today, I want to emphasize a few lessons I feel we can take away from Chris's life. Firstly, don't get wrapped up in everyday life that you forget to enjoy the things you love. It's no secret that everyone today is busy. There's work, kids' activities, meetings, and just daily routines that can make us forget that there's more to life than just that. Christopher would go out and relax on the water or go shooting because he remembered there was more to life than just driving a truck and working. Secondly, strive to be known for being caring, loving, and honest. It's easy to focus on yourself and forget about others. Chris saw the importance of being there for the people he cared for. Remember to check in on your family and friends, and to always live life with the highest degree of integrity. Finally, when I asked David and Michael if everyone in their family got together frequently, if they had reunions a lot, they said that they both noticed the only times they were getting together was funerals. David spent time caring for Chris's health decline, but he said that they lived pretty independent lives growing up as well, but would come together here and there. This is something we hear a lot today. Things happen and family get-togethers become less frequent. I urge you going forward to please make time to see one another more often. Rebuild old friendships, send a text to the ones you love, and make time to get together while everyone is well and able to get together. You will never regret spending more time with the people that you love. So as we leave here today, we know that Chris is no longer suffering. I'm sure that he's already found the best fishing spot and has been spending time doing what he loves. His body's no longer broken and his lungs are now healthy. Find comfort in knowing this and knowing that you all meant a lot to him. Thank you again for asking me to help honor the life of Christopher Franklin Geyer and a life well lived. So before we end, is there anyone are we good? If anyone have any? I just want to make sure that I don't want to take anyone's time away.
No, we're good.
So, services here, and just as you move forward, just know that I'm sure he'll give you signs.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Absolutely.